Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron. Today I'm going to cover a feature in the Skydio 2 called the height floor setting. So stay tuned and we're going to jump right into it. Today the park is a little more empty. The trails are a little more wide open, so I'm going to disable the height floor setting to allow the drone to track me from a lower height. And I just want to demo that for you guys because I really haven't seen any videos out there doing that yet. So let's take a look and see how this does. I've got my phone connected to the beacon. I'm gonna step on the one wheel here. I'm gonna have it track me from the back, and I want to set the height. Like I said, with the height disabled, you can track from a lower distance beneath the 6 to 8 feet setting, which is supposed to give you a more unique shot. And I want to bring it in behind me a little closer, just to give it a more interesting perspective. Let me see, I'm going to go around to the left here. I'm going to increase the distance a little bit. Bring the Skydio in a little bit closer, if I can. So this is the height setting disabled. You can see it's following me from a lower distance. Again, you only want to do this when there's nobody else in the trail. I'm going to bring it around to the front. I'm going to increase the distance a little bit. I always kind of get the impression that I'm going to turn around here. I always get the impression that a lot of these drones have a much harder time tracking you from the front. Just my perception. But what's really interesting with the Skydio is the speed. When you move this around from left to right, I'm going to move it around to the right. And again, you want to do this in a pretty open area when you're flying this low. It does move around pretty quickly. So I'm going to go around to my left. I don't have really too many trees or anything around me here, so it's really easy to do it. But makes for a nice shot. This is a pretty open segment of trail here. Bring it around to the back of me. And let's see, we're going to head down this way. I'm going to send it over to the right. And again, it's because it's tracking so low. Like I said, this is only about, I'm looking at it, it's only about 5 feet off the ground. You want to make sure that you don't have anything really in your path that you have to worry about. This is a pretty nice setup I got. Now I'm going to put it behind me. Got some trees coming up here with some branches that are a little bit higher, so it shouldn't have any problem. It's supposed to actually track you a lot better with the height floor setting disabled. Looks like it got hung up a little bit there over by the trees. Here it comes. I'm going to head up this way. I'm going to send it over to my left. Looks like it got hung up there. Let's see if it finds its way out of there. Got hung up in the trees here. I gotta backtrack a little bit. I got a drone following me. It looks like it's in there, kind of trapped a little bit. Here it comes. Gonna bring it around behind me. There we go. Now I got stuck in those trees. See if we can get this out of here. I'm gonna bring it over this way. Tracking. There, buddy. Still hasn't found me yet. Lost me. Come on. There it goes. Now it's got me. So I'm gonna put it behind me. All right. So got a little hung up there in the trees. Let's head up this way. I'm gonna bring it over to the side of me. And this is a pretty nice section of trail here. Pretty wide open. This is a nice section through here. Got some trees coming up, so I'm going to put it behind me again. Now I had brought this through this section once before, and it did get hung up in the trees when the height floor setting was on. Right now it's off, so let's see how it does. It's a lot of smaller branches in through here. I'm gonna bring it in closer. And I'm actually gonna land it. Okay, I actually had seen some people coming through the trail, so I landed it. I relaunched it. I still got the height setting disabled. I'm gonna check out this other section of trail here real quick so we can get, again, a perspective of how this handles in this kind of environment. It's gonna be different from trail to trail, so you know, use your best judgment. But I did see some people coming off in the distance, so I just shut it down because I've got the height setting disabled. I didn't want to fly it as they're coming through there. That it was a narrower section. So I'm going to bring it over to my right. There's no trees or anything over in this area here. This is a nice section to fly. The tracking's really good. The reason I like this particular trail is as you swing the Skydio left to right, like I said, it moves pretty quick. And there are some smaller overhanging branches at various parts of this trail. So I don't want to have to replace any props today if I don't have to. Right now we got it tracking from the front. Whoa. There's some branches coming up behind it. I get a little nervous there. Bring it over to the right a little bit. You can see there's some trees to my left. There's a nice section of trail up here. I'm going to actually turn the height setting back on again. Okay, and then it starts to raise back up. You can see here the message it gives you, so you can enable that while it's flying. And this is just a nice section of trail. I'm gonna bring it behind me. I like this section. Says the battery's getting a little bit low. I'm gonna bring it down in a second here. I think I got some decent footage on this trail. I think I gave you a pretty good perspective of what the height floor setting disabled is gonna look like. Again, I would do it in this kind of setting. You get into narrow trails, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's hard to know if there's somebody coming the other way unless you have you can see pretty far off into the distance. So just be real careful using this setting. Morning. Now there's a really cool bridge coming up here. I started flying over it. How much battery do I have? Got about 16% battery left. I'm gonna bring it in a little closer. This is a little sketchy because there's some branches in here, but this is a really cool bridge. Let's see if we can fly through here. Hopefully not have any issues. Try to keep it in the center of the trail as much as possible. And there's some tricky looking branches. I'm going to land this thing. I'm going to turn on the steering. Bring it back over here. I'm going to bring it down. Just not feeling comfortable. There's a couple branches right directly in front of me and I don't want to go down the water. So, okay, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. One thing I haven't had a chance to mention, but I have been using this, and let me see if I can focus in on it. I have been using this audio recorder. It's really small and really easy to use. It's the Tascam DR10L audio recorder. It's got some great features in it. Comes with a nice lavalier mic. I got this windsock with it as well. So if you've been listening to the audio recordings I've been capturing recently outside with the Skydio 2 on the one wheel, that's what I've been using. It's this Tascam DR10L. I'm going to leave the links below as well as some other affiliate links if you want to support the channel. It does help. So don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications, and until next time, take care, happy flying, and remember, we got this.